Imagine you're at a red light. The engine is idling rough, almost like it wants to stall. You press the gas when the light turns green, but instead of smooth acceleration, your car hesitates and lags before finally catching up. Or maybe you've noticed your fuel mileage dropping week by week, even though you haven't changed your driving habits. These are frustrating problems that every driver eventually runs into. And in so many cases, the issue comes back to one thing: dirty fuel injectors. Welcome to Auto VFix. Today we're going to go step by step through how to clean your fuel injectors, both without removing them and by removing them. We'll go in depth on what products to use, the safest way to apply them, the tools you'll need if you want to go hands-on, and what kind of results you can realistically expect. By the end, you'll know exactly how to bring your injectors back to life, improve fuel economy, and restore that smooth engine performance your car used to have. Let's start simple: cleaning your fuel injectors without ever pulling them out of the engine. The idea here is straightforward. Instead of dismantling the fuel system, you're going to use a chemical cleaner that runs through your fuel lines and your injectors as you drive. Think of it like a detox drink for your engine. You're not changing the diet, it's still gasoline, but you're slipping in a supplement that breaks down carbon buildup and varnish along the way. Now, before we get into how to actually do this, let's talk about the products themselves. Walk into any auto parts store and you'll see a whole shelf full of injector cleaners. Names like Chevron Techron, Seafoam, Lucas, Goomout, Redline SI1, and BG44K pop up again and again. They all do a similar job, but there's one ingredient you want to keep an eye out for: PEI, short for polyethylamine. Unlike simple detergents, PEA is a dissolver. It chemically breaks down hard deposits instead of just washing over them. If you want a cleaner that really works, look for one with P listed. Techron and Redline SI1 are two great examples. Using these additives is simple. First, you want to run your fuel tank down so it's nearly empty. Don't wait until you're stranded on the side of the road, but get it down to a quarter tank or less. Next, open up the cleaner and pour the entire bottle directly into the tank. Some brands may have different dosage instructions, but in most cases, one bottle treats one tank. After that, fill your tank to full with regular gasoline. Now here's the important part. Drive normally, but if you can, plan for a longer highway trip instead of short stop and go commutes. When the engine runs at steady RPMs and higher operating temperatures, the cleaner circulates more effectively through the injectors. It's like giving your car a workout instead of just a slow stroll around the block. Over the course of that tank, about 100 to 300 miles, you'll start to notice changes. Maybe the idle smooths out, maybe the throttle feels more responsive. And if you've been struggling with poor mileage, you might notice that improving as well. The beauty of this method is convenience. You didn't need to grab a single wrench, you didn't disconnect any wires, and you let the car do the work while you drove. But it's not perfect. Additives can handle mild to moderate buildup, but if your injectors are really clogged, this method alone might not cut it. Still, it's a fantastic first line of defense, and doing it regularly, say once every oil change, keeps your injectors from ever reaching the point of serious blockage. There's also a more advanced version of this non-removal cleaning, and that's using a dedicated injector cleaning kit that connects directly to your fuel rail. Kits like the Autool C100 allow you to bypass the fuel tank altogether. Instead of mixing the cleaner with gasoline, you're running pure cleaning solution through the injectors. The process is quicker, usually done in under an hour, and you get a more direct flush. The results can be more dramatic, but you'll need a bit more confidence working under the hood, since you'll be disconnecting the fuel lines and hooking up the kit. So that covers cleaning without removal. Effective, simple, and a great maintenance habit. But what if you want to go deeper? What if you want to actually pull the injectors out of the engine and clean them directly? That's what we'll talk about next. Before we get into the how-to, a quick reminder. Fuel injectors operate under high pressure, and fuel itself is highly flammable. So if you're planning to do this, safety first. Disconnect the battery, relieve fuel pressure properly, wear gloves and eye protection, and make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area away from open flames or sparks. Now let's get into the methods. The first DIY method is using carburetor cleaner and a 9-volt battery. Here's how it works. Start by removing the injector from the fuel manifold. Take off the rubber seals and set them aside safely. You don't want them eaten away by the cleaner. Next, you'll need a piece of hose that fits tightly over the nozzle of the injector, and you'll connect that hose to the straw of a carb cleaner spray can. On the electrical side, you'll cut 2 small pieces of wire, strip the ends, and connect them to the injector's terminals. The other ends get taped to a 9-volt battery. Here's the key part. When you tap the battery, you should hear a click. That means the injector is opening. What you want to see is a fine, even mist spraying out, not a weak dribble. If it's clogged, the spray will look uneven or sputter. This method works surprisingly well, but it takes some patience. Each injector has to be done one by one, and it can be a little messy. But the reward is seeing the difference with your own eyes. When the spray pattern goes from uneven to perfectly atomized, you know you've restored performance. Now, before we move forward, let's pause for a quick reminder. If you're finding this helpful and you're learning something new about your car, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to Auto VFix. It really helps keep this channel growing so we can bring you even more DIY guides just like this one. Alright, let's continue. If DIY sounds like too much work, or you just don't have the tools and space, professional cleaning is the next option. Shops typically use ultrasonic cleaning machines. Here's what that means. Your injectors are removed and placed in a bath filled with cleaning solution. Then, ultrasonic waves, basically super high-frequency sound waves, are sent through the solution. These waves create tiny bubbles that collapse with force, scrubbing away deposits that no spray can reach. The result is an injector that's as close to brand new as possible. The process is thorough, safe, and effective. But of course, it comes at a higher price, usually between $150 and $250 for the service. So now that you've seen both sides, the easy add-to-tank cleaners and the more hands-on removal methods, you might be wondering which one you should actually choose. The truth is, it depends on your situation. If your car is running fine but you want to prevent future problems, stick with the additive cleaners every few months. If you're already seeing performance issues and the additive didn't fully solve them, consider pulling the injectors and cleaning them directly. And if your car is really struggling, idling rough, misfiring, or guzzling fuel, it might be time to invest in a professional ultrasonic cleaning. No matter which method you choose, there are a few maintenance habits that go a long way. Always use quality fuel. Top-tier gas stations include detergents that keep injectors cleaner longer. Replace your fuel filter regularly because a clogged filter just sends more dirt toward the injectors. And after any deep cleaning, it's smart to change your oil and spark plugs, since residue and deposits may have worked their way through during the cleaning process. Let's wrap this up. Cleaning your fuel injectors is one of the best things you can do to keep your engine healthy, responsive, and efficient. Whether you go the easy route and pour a bottle into your tank, or the hands-on route and clean each injector one by one, the payoff is real. You'll feel it every time you press the gas pedal. If this guide helped you, make sure to subscribe to Auto VFix for more real-world DIY car fixes. Drop a comment below if you've tried cleaning your injectors yourself, or if you've got tips that worked for you. We'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep your engine running smooth and your fuel flowing clean.